landfall, but the threat in Florida is far from over. We'll take a look at the newest information in an 11 coming up.
Milton's already spawning tornadoes across Florida. A lineman from Connecticut drove right into a twister that tossed a big rig aside like it was a toy. We'll show you what happened next coming up. And here at home, we've got the fireworks from a blockbuster debate between District 5 Representative Jahana Hayes and her Republican opponent, George Logan. We'll take you there coming up. Also tonight, the aftermath of a tragic crash. A teen boy fighting for his life in the hospital after being struck by a car and then carried for 4 miles. Tonight, his community stepping up to support the family. We'll share how you can get involved.
Now at 11, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Hurricane Milton is crossing Florida tonight. Thanks for joining us here on the Fox 61 News at 11. I'm Sarah Sanchez. Let's get you updated on the latest happening right now. Milton made landfall tonight near Sarasota as a Category 3 hurricane. Make no mistake, though, even a Cat 3 poses a deadly threat with powerful tornadoes and catastrophic storm surge. Take a look at the heavy rain and wind from Milton that's soaking downtown St. Pete tonight. A reporter from our sister station there says it's coming down in sheets and gusts are sending debris all through the streets. Even before Milton reached the shoreline, this hurricane caused devastation along the Gulf Coast. We received this video from Fort Myers tonight showing the destruction of homes and businesses before Milton even made landfall. And here's that video we showed you at the top of the show. A Connecticut lineman was driving from Fort Myers to Tampa when he ran smack into a tornado. His father sharing this video with us tonight. You can see those powerful gusts that not only blew over a tractor trailer, but also ripped the roof off a Jeep. Rebecca Castor in Tampa has the latest from the ground.
A long night here in Florida as Milton makes landfall and crosses the state. It's being called the storm of the century. Hurricane Milton slamming Florida's west coast with torrential rain and dangerous winds. Streets are beginning to flood and hundreds of thousands of homes and businesses are without power. Making matters worse, tornadoes are spawning across the state.
Stay inside and stay off the roads. Floodwaters and rushing storm surge are very dangerous.
More than 8,000 federal personnel are on the ground in the southeast ready to assist with emergency response and recovery. 20 million meals and 40 million liters of water are also at the ready.
FEMA and the entire federal family will be there to provide those immediate life-saving activities and begin to stabilize the incident after the storm passes.
Despite mandatory evacuation orders in areas, some are choosing to stay behind.
Probably be a few days without power, and they'll turn it back on. I don't recommend this to anybody, not a soul, but we're going to be fine.
It was in the best interest for my wife and children to leave, and for me to remain to ensure the house is okay, ensure our business is okay, and protect our property.
But most people listen to the warnings.
We can stand the wind and we can stand hurricanes, but the flooding, no, we're not taking a chance on that.
Search and rescue teams, helicopters, and high water vehicles are ready to be deployed when needed. In Tampa, Florida, Rebecca Castor, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And you can monitor live reports from our sister station in Tampa Bay by going to our website, fox61.com. This is a live look right now from our sister station down there. Look at that camera shaking around. I'm pretty surprised that it's even up and online right now. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is here with the latest track on the hurricane. First peek at our forecast, too. But, Rachel, we got to talk about Milton first.
Yeah, the storm ended up making landfall around 8:30 as a major hurricane, as you mentioned, Sarah. And even though it has been downgraded, it is still a powerful hurricane and will remain a hurricane as it crosses the Florida peninsula. It's really lopsided here. So noticing on the southern side of the eye wall, you're not seeing a lot of rain, but as you pivot north towards Tampa, where we were just showing you that camera, it's absolutely pouring, and that heavy rain is going to continue right through the overnight hours as that storm tracks east northeast. Orlando getting likely hurricane force wind gusts, and it looks like that storm will exit still, again, as a hurricane heading into early tomorrow morning with winds of 80 miles an hour, and will weaken further as it passes south of Bermuda. I wanted to show you these wind gusts. I had to really pick and choose and try to find ones that were up and online because a lot of stations lost power or equipment was broken. But St. Petersburg, Florida, gusts to 91 miles an hour, and we're seeing gusts in Tampa to 85. So again, no threat or impact to us here in Connecticut, either direct or indirect, but we continue to watch surge, heavy rain and flooding and wind damage for Florida tonight. Here locally, there is a chance for a spot shower. Overnight lows will be in the 40s heading through the day tomorrow. Lots of sun, but it's ineffective at warming us up. We're only looking at highs in the 50s. A chilly night ahead. Tomorrow night will be one of the coolest of the season. We'll take a look. Full forecast coming up. Sarah.
All right, thank you, Rachel. And you can keep up to date on the weather here and severe weather all across the U.S. 24/7 with the free Fox 61 News app. Download it by simply pointing your camera phone at the QR code there on your screen. Well, happening tonight, a gathering at a church in Avon for a teen boy who was hit by a car just while riding his bike. Police say the driver behind the wheel took off, but had his body on the car for 4 miles. As Fox 61's Kate Pattyfoot shows us, the community is coming together to support that teen and his family.
The Avon community is rallying behind the Shields family. Liam Shields is a sophomore at Avon High School, and he's in critical condition after being hit on Friday while riding his bike. Liam Shields was riding his bike last Friday on Arch Road in Avon when police say he was hit by a vehicle. Shields was then trapped on the roof of the vehicle for over 4 miles, all the way to Harris Road, where police say he was then pushed off by the driver, Alex Rivera. Now, as Shields recovers from his injuries, local businesses across Avon are stepping up to support the community that supports them.
We're going to donate at least 10% of all of our sales, and possibly more. Okay, and there'll be a donation jar here, and so if they wanted to put something in the jar, that goes 100% goes to the family.
On Wednesday, prayer messages were collected at St. Anne's Church for Liam and the entire Shields family. A GoFundMe started by a family friend has already reached and surpassed its goal of $50,000. Restaurants like Cake Gypsy, Puerto Vallarta, Lisa Luna's Pizza in Simsbury, and Crown and Hammer restaurants will be donating proceeds of their sales on Thursday to support the Shields family. In Avon, Kate Pattyfoot, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Kay. Well, tonight a mother in East Haven is demanding justice for her 7-month-old baby who was found unresponsive in a bathtub. Elizabeth Portocarrero says the child's father and his family members were with the baby Sunday night, but he died. East Haven police have not released the name of the baby's father, and as of tonight, no charges have been filed.
We're supposed to care for them, us. We're the parents. And whatever was more important that you felt the need to step out of that bathroom cost us our beautiful 7-month-old child's life.
The mother's family has a fundraiser online right now saying all the money collected will go towards the funeral. You can find that link at fox61.com. Now to the 2024 election tonight. The two candidates in Connecticut's hottest race faced off in Waterbury. Fox 61 political reporter Emma Wolfhorst was at the debate between Democratic Representative Jahana Hayes and her Republican challenger, George Logan.
Well, it was a really fiery debate Wednesday night. Before both candidates even took the stage, we saw hundreds of demonstrators lobbying for each candidate break out into counter protests before the doors even opened at the venue, just really illustrating how high emotions are for this 5th district race. Connecticut's 5th congressional district, one of the most expansive in the state, is also home to a contentious and close fight for the House.
I hope that once and for all we will send Mr. Logan back to wherever he came from.
You see clearly the nastiness that comes out from my opponent. You see how partisan she is. She's one of the most partisan members of Congress.
Congresswoman Jahana Hayes is once again facing Republican challenger George Logan. She's been in the seat for the past 5 years, the first African-American woman to ever represent Connecticut in Congress.
I want this district where I have lived, raised my children, worked my whole life, still worship, shop, everything. This is a community that I am part of. I want this to be a community where everyone can prosper.
This is Logan's second time on the ballot against Hayes. From New Haven, he's a first-generation son of immigrants from Guatemala and the first black Republican elected to the state Senate.
My parents came to America from Guatemala to make things better in terms of an education for me and my siblings, to give us the opportunity for a better job, and I don't want that dream to end with me.
When asked about funding for international conflicts like the wars in Ukraine and Gaza, the debate was interrupted by a demonstrator.
Both of these people support genocide!
Hayes went on to say she supports aid to Israel, but with conditions.
I am the only person on this stage who has even acknowledged the suffering of the Palestinian people. That has to be a part of the solution. So I understand that people are passionate about this issue, but they have a reason and a right to be passionate about this.
Logan responding,
Israel has a right to defend itself. War is terrible. It's terrible on everyone involved, and both on the Israeli side and on the Palestinian side. There are innocent people who are suffering. I want the war to end as soon as possible.
Now, Logan ended up losing this seat by less than 1 percentage point back in 2022. And this race is expected to be just as close again, with some really big implications for the balance of power in Congress. The House has a very slim Republican majority right now. And if this 5th district seat flips, that really could change who's holding on to power in Congress. Reporting in Waterbury, Emma Wolforst, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right. Thank you, Emma. And new tonight, people in Wolcott will get a chance to discuss 2 popular trails in town and if they should be connected. Fox 61's Alexa Farrell spoke with the director of the Naugatuck Valley Council of Governments about the process.
The WTIC Recreation Area offers a space to breathe in fresh air, get some exercise, and spend time outdoors enjoying the beautiful trees and nature. So does the Naugatuck Trail at Peterson Park. So using state dollars, the town of Wolcott is hoping to connect the two and make a bigger trail for those with a flair for the outdoors.
Both Peterson Park and the WTIC Recreation Area are incredible assets, and they're very well utilized. And so this provides not only the safe connectivity between them, which is especially important in some of the more rural towns where there's not always sidewalks or safe active transportation routes.
The 2 areas are already heavily utilized by people all throughout the Naugatuck Valley, and supporters say this connection will provide even more of what people already enjoy.
It really aims to both provide, high quality, well-connected recreation opportunities for residents now, but also to help conserve access to the Mad River and some of the land around it for future generations.
Transportation Planning Director Richard Donovan says there's been a lot of chatter about it ever since town officials put in the application for the project.
We're going to go through and we're going to gather feedback from residents about what they want to see.
There will be a public meeting on this matter Thursday at Town Hall. Some of the discussions will include what type of trail people prefer, the amenities along the trail, and how they would feel most comfortable crossing a major road for the connection.
We have the most fantastic hiking trail system in the state of Connecticut.
Thomas Tella, a member of the board of directors for the Connecticut Forest and Park Association, says he'll be in attendance at tomorrow's meeting.
I'll be the first one to step forward to volunteer to be the trail manager for that section.
From this meeting will come a decision guide, which will be reported to the town by the beginning of December. Then the next step will be securing more funding to eventually build. In Wolcott, Alexa Farrell, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Alexa with that beautiful video there. Well, we told you earlier about our QR code to download the free Fox 61 News app, but it didn't pop up. We didn't show it to you, but here it is. We have much more coming up here on the news at 11. I'll tell you about a free Alzheimer's educational conference coming to Connecticut. It's for anyone living with Alzheimer's, dementia, or cognitive impairment, and their caregivers. Best of all, it's completely free. Plus later, an update on a dog found tied to a pole up to his belly in floodwaters caused by Milton, breaking the hearts of animal lovers all over the country. Rachel.
That makes me sick. All right, even though the storm is weakening, it is not weak. We're going to take a look at the latest from Hurricane Milton and, of course, what you can expect around here coming up.
Hundreds of people are on the transplant list in Connecticut.
I was diagnosed with end-stage liver disease.
Fox 61's Lindsay Kane speaks with one local woman about the challenges she faces in search of an organ donor. Thursday at 7 on the Fox 61 Morning News.
It's our 115th birthday sale at PC Richard & Son. Get big savings for every room in your home. Buy more, save more. Up to $1,000 additional savings when you combine purchases of select appliances, mattresses, TVs, and more. Buy now, get free installation on select dishwashers, plus special financing available and free next day delivery. During our 115th birthday sale at PC Richard & Son.
Our freebie zone, one of a kind with free vacuums, detail supplies, towel dries, and more. Get your jumbo pass today at GoPurpleElephant.com. 5 locations.
Weather is sponsored by LA Roofing, Connecticut's local roofing contractor.
Now, Fox 61 Weather Impact with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank.
Hurricane Milton looking a little bit lopsided, meaning it doesn't have that classic hurricane look anymore with that concentric eye wall. Instead, we've got all the heavy rain on the northern side of the storm. It is a Category 2 hurricane, which is really telling you the top strength of the winds. But we're still dealing with flooding rain heading through the overnight hours. And by we, I should say Florida, not we in Connecticut. And still some damaging winds. Doesn't take much to topple them. And I do think that outages are going to be numerous and widespread and long-lasting in Florida. Unfortunately, the storm moving east-northeast, it'll head very close to Orlando, Daytona Beach, Cape Canaveral, heading through the overnight hours. By early tomorrow morning, it is exiting stage right back out into the Atlantic. These are the updated peak storm surge numbers, and I wanted to show you from Sarasota down through Fort Myers, or I should say north of Fort Myers. This is where the storm surge is expected to be the worst. Not as bad in Tampa as was originally predicted, and the reason why is because the storm ended up making landfall just south of Tampa. So right now, winds actually blowing away out of Tampa Bay. It's actually a reverse storm surge with low water levels. But as soon as you head towards the southern side of the storm, it's the complete opposite, and water levels are rising. They're rising quickly, and unfortunately, that damage will continue heading through the overnight hours. Look how large the wind field is for Hurricane Milton. It stretches basically the entire state of Florida, but the orange and red showing you those hurricane force winds. Again, that will continue to parade from west to east across the state tonight. And also, in addition, to add insult to injury, we've got the heavy rain on top of what Helene already brought, so that high risk for flash flooding through the overnight hours. We're going to continue to follow this obviously very closely. We know you have friends, loved ones there. Maybe you have a vacation home there. So we'll be bringing you the latest tomorrow morning at first light to take a look at that damage. For us here at home, we're talking about plenty of sun in the days ahead, a morning chill each and every day. But it'll be the chilliest for Friday morning when there could be some isolated frost. By Saturday, we are briefly warmer. Emphasis on brief because it is cool again heading into next week. There is a chance for an isolated shower or two overnight. Overnight lows in the low to mid 40s. Through the day tomorrow, cool sunshine, a bit breezy. It's one of those days where it looks really inviting outside, but it's cooler than you think, with highs between 55 to right around 60 as we head through the afternoon. A powerful solar storm happened today, and what that's doing is it's sending charged photons, particles hurtling towards the Earth's atmosphere, and there is a chance that we may be able to view the northern lights tomorrow night. These forecasts can sometimes be fickle, but I always like to let you know when there's a chance. Taking a look at Thursday night, though, you can see the aurora, but you'll want to bundle up, right? Because it's going to be chilly. Overnight lows between 35 to right around 40 degrees. We do get that rebound as we head into Saturday. High temperatures will climb into the low 70s, but look how quickly we cool off. Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, and Monday morning, we have the chance for some showers. And then it is consistently cooler as we head through next week with highs in the 50s. Sarah.
All right, thank you, Rachel. Now to North Carolina. Many people still have no power or running water, and it's nearly been 2 weeks since Helene. People in the Black Mountain area are digging out from mudslides, but many communities are still cut off from the rest of the state. The Army's 8th Airborne is expanding its search and rescue operations. Volunteers are flying about 60 missions a day in the air and also putting boots on the ground. Meanwhile, locals are asking, where is FEMA? Well, back here at home, a free Alzheimer's educational conference is coming to New Haven next week. Organizers are encouraging anyone living with Alzheimer's, dementia, or cognitive impairment, or their caregivers to take advantage of the event, saying access to resources and information can be life-changing for families. The Alzheimer's Foundation of America puts on these events all across the U.S. Some of the topics being discussed: navigating life after a diagnosis, nurturing your brain health, and self-care strategies for caregivers. Confidential memory screenings are also being offered there. Event speakers are encouraging everyone to come out and take advantage of this low-pressure conference. Experts say navigating life with dementia or taking care of someone with a diagnosis can be an isolating journey, but it doesn't have to be.
So many people are underprepared and unprepared in terms of how to provide the best care for people with cognitive impairment. Seeking out these educational opportunities is just such a valuable thing you can do to prepare yourself.
We have 86 billion neurons in our brain, and nobody's talking about how to maintain the health of our brain overall as we age. It's never too late, and it's never too early to start. So we'll be talking about that lifelong process of learning and, sparking the neurons that are waiting to be sparked.
The event happens next Wednesday, the 16th, from 10 to 1 at Hotel Marcel. For information, visit the Fox 61 links page. And once again, did we mention it's free? Lots of good resources there. Well, still ahead here on the news at 11, our coverage of Milton continues with a look at how the hurricane is impacting travel to Florida. Stay with us.
October's different. The MLB postseason is on Fox.
Enjoy a warm Irish welcome as soon as you step on board your Aer Lingus flight. We love bringing people to amazing places, so fly with us from Bradley International Airport to Ireland and Europe. At Aer Lingus, you're very welcome.
It's been a tough few seasons for the Morgans.
For too long, they've worried about the cost and hassle of replacing their windows.
But when they heard about Window Nation's high quality and legendary affordability, they were ready to team up with the pros. See how much you could save with a free estimate today.
Do you like fun? Give Keno a try. Drawings every 4 minutes. Wins at your fingertips. When these exhibitions of unpredictable happiness come to an end...
Hello. I will play what they're playing.
Another drawing is just moments away. Play Keno from the Connecticut Lottery today. Keno, yeah.
Your day.
Fox 61 Weather Impact will keep you informed on everything you need to know.
Alerting you when weather will hit between 3 and 7 p.m.,
explaining what the impact will be, and advising you on what you need to do to prepare and be safe. Fox 61 Weather Impact, your weather when you need it.
Want AC this summer but don't have any ductwork in your home? Ductless mini-split systems are a great solution for adding AC to a house with no existing ductwork. Plus, you have flexible mounting options and you could qualify for great energy efficiency rebates. Contact ALO to find out more and say, hello, ALO.
Check out Snatching a Deal, Dunking a Deal, Grabbing, Snagging, and Nabbing a Deal. And check out this Italian sausage family pack, $1.99 a pound. Shop right. Check out Happy.
repeat those behaviors as adults. Interval House offers a preventive education program called Breaking the Cycle that focuses on healthy relationships, respect and boundaries, and igniting conversations about what love means. Breaking the Cycle raises awareness and opens lines of communication as teens enter the dating world. To set up a free presentation, visit intervalhousect.org. Together, we can break the cycle to change the future.
An update now for travelers. As you can imagine, several airports are shut down tonight because of Milton. Planes are grounded. At last check, 2,600 flights have been canceled because of what's happening. And right now, Tampa, Clearwater, Fort Myers, and Orlando airports are all shut down. The last flight out of Orlando to Connecticut flew out this morning, but we just looked, and Miami and Fort Lauderdale airports are open as of now, but that could change. And airport officials say all travelers in and out of Florida need to check with their carrier for the very latest. And take a look now at what a Florida Highway Patrol trooper found in Tampa today, just off Interstate 75. This poor dog was abandoned, tied to a pole as the hurricane barreled toward Tampa Bay. It is just heartbreaking. If you're familiar with Tampa Bay, this was near Bruce B. Downs Boulevard, we're told. The dog was already up to his belly in water and barking like crazy. Well, tonight, happy ending here. We received an update from Highway Patrol. That trooper rescued the dog, took him to a vet, and the dog got a clean bill of health. And that is one lucky dog. Yes, we are all cheering in the newsroom to hear that story. Gosh, it was so hard to see. Well, coming up here on the news at 11, we're tracking Milton and the devastation it's caused both before and after making landfall tonight. We'll be right back.
10 out of 10, I would recommend the Flood Law Firm.
I felt like I was treated like a person, and that made a big difference to me.
It was an absolute blessing that we found these people.
There was so much communication, felt like a team effort.
They care about you, and they will help you. They truly make you feel like they are on your side.
It was just an exceptional experience.
If somebody needs a lawyer, I would recommend the Flood Law Firm.
If you've been injured, call the Flood Law Firm.
Luxurious Karastan flooring, the flooring you need to live beautifully. Available at Deline Flooring. During the National Karastan Month Savings with Style event, use your exclusive rebate to receive up to $1,000 back on select styles of Karastan. Experience the luxury of Karastan.
Visit Deline Flooring to see the latest in floor design trends and talk with our experts. Contact us today and let us help transform your space with a beautiful new floor.
Impact your day.
Fox 61 Weather Impact will keep you informed on everything you need to know.
Alerting you when weather will hit between 3 and 7 p.m.
Explaining what the impact will be and advising you on what you need to do to prepare and be safe. Fox 61 Weather Impact, your weather when you need it.
I want to be a game changer in construction. I want to be able to provide diversity in the workforce, and it starts at the top.
Our community is eclectic, it's diverse. They find that one thing that brings them back every day, and it's not the coffee, it's the energy, and it's the people.
We realized there was a real business opportunity in frozen foods, so we pivoted to that, and nowadays we are building a banana empire.
New at 11 here, Governor Lamont was on hand today for a ribbon cutting in Farmington. It was at a new facility that's looking to hire about 100 new workers. Mott Corporation is expanding its clean energy division. It produces filtration and flow control equipment for industries involved in medicine, computing, and space exploration. New jobs coming to the state. Well, stay with us. Sports is coming up next. Jonah Karp is here with what's ahead. Hello, Jonah.
Hi, Sarah. A couple of local champions are making jumps in their playing careers. We're talking golf and baseball, like summer all over again. That's next.
Fox 61 Weather Impact, your weather when you need it.
Besides the purchase of your home, your car is often your next largest investment. Protect it well with a single or multi-car garage built by Carefree Small Buildings.
Carefree Small Buildings, imagine that.
amazing people and organizations that are making a difference, shining a light on those making days better and brighter, to keep people informed and inspired. That's how I can make a difference. And that's why I do this. I'm Fox 61's Keith McGilvery. And when you think about the news, choose the news that thinks about you.
I'm a club volleyball player, and I'm pretty good at it. You know, ball's in the corner, and I fling myself, and I get it up, and everybody's cheering. It just feels so good. But when my feet hurt, it sucks. And it feels like both my sides are just, like, coming up, and they're just ripping the middle of it. I told my mom, and she took me into Good Feet, and now I could just run without thinking that my foot's tearing in half. It's way better. My name's Taylor, and that's my Good Feet story.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
He said, she said, she wants a she shed, pottery studio, chicken coop. Imagine that. Visit carefreebuildings.com. It's all right here.
Carefree small buildings, imagine that.
Let's start with baseball. The New York Mets are looking more and more with each passing day like a team of destiny. They were 11 games under 500 at the beginning of June. Since then, they've been the best team in baseball, and the way they're winning games, coming from behind, a different player stepping up each night, it's been a thing of beauty. Unless you're a Philly fan, of course. The Mets with a chance to eliminate the Phillies and win the postseason series at Citi Field for the first time ever. They've never done that. Phillies strike first in the fourth. Alec Boehm chops one that Mark Vientos can't handle. Bryce Harper scores on what would be ruled an error. 1-zip Phillies, that's all they get in that frame, though. Stayed 1-zip for a couple innings. Mets with the bases juice. Francisco Lindor, the Mets MVP, crushes a grand slam, puts the Mets up 4-1. This team is unbelievable. It was still 4-1 in the ninth. The Phillies brought the tying run to the plate, but Edwin Diaz shut the door. This team is rolling right now. Mets win it 4-1. They're on to the National League Championship Series. The Yankees trying to get to the Championship Series, tied at 1 win apiece with the Royals. Tied in this game until this. Giancarlo Stanton unloads on a 3-1 pitch, puts a solo shot over the left field fence. That was the difference. Yankees take Game 3 of the ALDS by a final of 3-2. They can close it out tomorrow night in Kansas City. That game starts shortly after 8 o'clock. Over to the ice, the college hockey season is just starting up, and UConn is off to a 2-0 start with a couple of wins against Colgate. And any Huskies opponent should take note of how fast this team played in those two games, because the Huskies are not slowing down.
The one area where I was very pleased with was the pace we played with and the speed that we played, because I think over the course of 60 minutes, if you can play at that pace, you can tend to wear teams down. So that's something that we're certainly going to continue to make part of our MO going forward.
Well, Coach Cavanaugh and the Huskies return to the ice on Friday for a road game against Holy Cross. In golf news, the last two players to win the Hartford Healthcare Women's Championship have both clinched their LPGA Tour cards for 2025. Jenny Bay and Daniela Iacobelli both secured their spots because they both finished in the top 15 on the Epson Tour's Race for the Card. Iacobelli's returning to the LPGA for the first time since 2018. Jenny Bay will be making her debut in 2025. That's awesome to see. Looking forward to following both of their journeys in the LPGA. Can't wait. That's it for sports.
That'll be real fun. All right, one final check of the forecast as we head out. I know a lot of us are thinking about our family and friends really in Florida right now.
Yeah. Category 2, Hurricane Milton. The storm will weaken into a Category 1 overnight as it continues to move east-northeast across Florida. We actually have live video from St. Pete, so we can check in there. It looks like heavy rain. Oh, look at that. That is an angry ocean there. You can see things rocking there. I would not want to be anywhere near that boat.
I know. I'm seeing all these videos, you know, especially the live videos, and I'm like, how do they still have electricity to get some of this in and out? It's pretty miraculous.
We're losing a lot of our observations, too.
Yeah, I'm sure. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.